Hello and welcome to beautiful St. Michael Albertville Arena in Albertville, Minnesota for tonight's game between the Knights of St. Michael Albertville and the Tornadoes of Anoka. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by your live stream sponsors, who include Bell Bank Mortgage, McHale Canotech, Hattrick Hockey, Luther Brookdale Chevrolet, Marksman Metals, What's the Scoop, Accord Orthodontics, Albertville Family Dental, Dale's Automotive, Dunn Brothers, Edward Jones, Rally Gear, the Red Black League, State Farm, TLG, Willie McCoy's, Colburn's, Ace of Albertville, BJ's, Jay Becker and Associates, Lazar Graphics, Jimmy John's, B&D Plumbing, Emma's Express, iWest, KJ Branding, Outdoor Design Group, and Rockwoods of Otsego. Right now you're seeing the Might team, the Mavericks of the Might team, skating out on the ice. Not just heading over to the bench, but taking a lap around are the Mavericks here. We love our Mights, we love our Mavericks, and here are our Mavericks from the Might team out on the ice. Soon to be joined by our skaters of the Squirt C team, Mason Gross, Briggs Peschke, and Bridger Green will be representing the Squirt C team tonight. Appreciate all of you for tuning in to watch Knights hockey. In a few weeks, we'll have the pizza deliveries from the Knights, thanks to our sponsorship between Andy's Hometown Pizza and Knights Hockey. We thank Andy's Hometown Pizza for participating with the Knights in our pizza fundraiser. So here come the Tornadoes out onto the ice, and there they come. Mason Gross, Briggs Peschke, and Bridger Green skating around out in the ice. All over the place. Here we go. Few of them went all the way down. A few of them went to center ice. And we'll get the lights here now, and there come our Knights. We'll have an introduction of Anoka, the Tornadoes, and then the Knights, followed by our national anthem. And then it's time to play hockey. Let's play hockey. So tonight in goal will be, oh, here come the introductions. We'll start with the Tornadoes of Anoka. Colin Robideau starting in goal there for the Tornadoes. Cam Mortensen on the defense. Braden Thorson on the defense for the Tornadoes. Brady Roof. Lucas Janussi at forward. And Aiden Labrie, I think I heard. So the Mavericks on the ice there, they're showing them there on the camera. Mason Gross, Briggs Peschke, and Bridger Green once again waving the flag. And now here's the starting lineups for the Knights. In goal, Lucas Ingebretson. The captain, Jack Johnson, on the defense. Along with number 18, Dylan Fauché. Forward number 2, Levi Antoine. Number 11, junior Brady Ludeman. And in the center, Mr. H, Aiden Hogan. We'll now have our national anthem. All right, nice fans, let's play hockey. 17 minutes on the clock. 17 minutes on the clock here, and we'll get ready to drop the puck. Tonight's game is being played under the authority of the Minnesota State High School League. Good sportsmanship is the responsibility of the players, coaches, and fans. For those paying attention, in the Ottawa Charge are on top of the Minnesota Frost, 1-0 in the second period. Hogan stepping in for the puck drops. Ludeman back to Fauché, over to Captain Johnson, back to Fauché. Into neutral ice it comes, picked up by the Tornadoes. Dumped into the Knights. Defensive zone. Ingebrigtsen steps back, hands it off to Fauché, knocks it across. Ludeman with it. Up and into neutral ice. Over to Johnson, Captain Jack Johnson with a shot. Knocked away. And here come the Tornadoes into the Knights. Defensive zone, and it's an offsides. 16:28. Left period 1. We'll drop the puck outside the Knights. Defensive zone, far side dot here in neutral ice, just outside the blue line. Monahan taking the face-off, dumped into the Knights. Defensive zone. Clark over to Waller. Waller up to Monahan. Monahan dumping it into the offensive zone. Around the boards it goes. Far side. Vokenot there. Vokenot in the corner. Up the far side boards. Sent on by Tower. Knocked away. Clark around the boards. Behind that, far side boards. Vokenot delivering a blow. Tower trying to keep it in. It makes it out to neutral ice. Vokenot back to Clark. Clark to Waller. Gets a stick on it. Down into the Knights offensive zone. Tornadoes grab it. Far side boards. Makes it out to neutral ice. Tornadoes dump it in. Clark grabs it there behind his own net. Far side pass to Captain Hernandez. Over to Anderson. Handoff to Esterberg. Esterberg pass across. Swing and a miss by Captain Johnson there. And knocked over by McClellan. Back up to the blue line. Johnson with it. Puts it on net. Goes wide, excuse me. Far side boards. Anderson fighting it for it there, along with Hernandez, sent down to the near side corner. Offensive zone. Tornadoes and the Knights fighting for it there. Anderson passing it over to Esterberg. Esterberg takes the shot right out in front of the net there, and goal! I believe it was Anderson there. The puck made it over to him, and we'll see. Yes, it is. Anderson from Esterberg. I believe Johnson might have got a stick on that too, but we'll see on the call here. So James Anderson rings the bell for the first time tonight. 14:38 left, period one, to get the Knights on the board. Puck drops. So it's Hernandez and Esterberg on the assist there. Knights offensive zone. Tornadoes grab it into neutral ice. Down into the Knights defensive zone we come. Fauché being harassed there, but keep fighting through. Tornadoes try to get it in. Take the shot, it goes wide. Far side boards. Dumped over to the near side. Fauché sends it up into neutral ice. Grabbed by the Tornadoes. They rainbow it in on a backhand. Ingebretson knocks it away. Tower with it. Tower to Ludeman. Ludeman across the ice to Hogan. Hogan pass back across to Ludeman. Gets past him. The Tornadoes dump it forward, but the Knights got a stick on it. Ludeman able to keep that in. Behind the net, he sends it. Picked away by Monahan. Tries to center it in. The Tornadoes disruptive. Comes back to Monahan. Takes a shot. Goes right off the keeper's mask there. And the Tornadoes send it into neutral ice. Right to Clark. Clark forward to Waller. Waller to Monahan. Monahan near side. Passes across to Volkanot. Into Waller in the middle. Took the shot and just went wide. Waller now centering it into Monahan. Has it plucked away. Clark able to keep it in there, but now the Tornadoes clear it out. Comes right to Captain Jack Johnson. Over to Waller. Waller to Clark. Clark into the offensive zone. Clark towards the far side boards. Into the corner. Takes the shot from behind. Tornadoes grab it. Back and forth it goes. Comes right to Captain Jack Johnson. Johnson sending it forward to Monahan. Monahan with it at center ice. Forward into the offense. Oh, lost the handle on it there. McClellan gets it to Johnson. Johnson backhands it forward and cleared back out. Right to McClellan, who dumps it in. Ricochets off the back wall. One of the Tornadoes grabs it there. Near side corner, up the boards he comes into neutral ice. Across the center line, dumping it into the Knights defensive zone. Hustling down is McClellan. Along with Monahan, over to Waller, sends it behind his own net to Esterberg. Esterberg into neutral ice. Esterberg across the center line, passing to Captain Hernandez. Back to Esterberg. Ricochets it off the back wall. Tornadoes grab it there. And they dump it forward into the Knights defensive zone. Fauché hustling back. Fauché standing tall. Nice pass off the boards to Hernandez. Over to McClellan. Forward to Anderson. Anderson dumps it in. Near side. Down the boards it goes. Tornadoes send it up. Picked off by Anderson. Anderson takes the shot, knocked up into the air. Esterberg tries to get another one. Hernandez standing out there along with Anderson. Puck just sitting out there. Tornadoes grab it. Here they come into neutral ice. Stopped by Fauché and dumped back in. Goalie stops it. No, he doesn't. Goes around the horn to the near side boards. Hogan fighting for it there. Anderson comes out with it. Centers in. Shot by Esterberg. went wide over to the far side boards. Tornadoes with it. Off through neutral ice into the Knights' defensive zone, and icing is the call. Bum 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 ba-da-dum dum bum 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 ba-da-dum dum. Icing. 10:57 left, period 1. Knights up 1-0. 8 shots on goal so far for the Knights, 0 for the Tornadoes. Hogan stepping in to take the face-off. Puck drops. Antoine to Clark. Clark sends it forward, tipped by Hogan. Far side boards, Tower with it there. Has it knocked away. Tornadoes clear it out. Across the center line, into the Knights' defensive zone. Far side, send it right at Ingebretson, who just knocks it away. Near side boards, Ludeman sends it up the ice. Tornadoes dump it forward. Grabbed by Clark. Over to Tower. Through neutral ice. Into the offensive zone comes Ludeman. Pass across. Hits Monahan. Shot knocked away. And Antoine tried getting the second shot, but it was cleared out there. It comes right to Clark. He gets it over to Johnson, and we have a whistle. I don't know that that net could get any further off than it is down there. Always the end of the ice where that net seems to come off. You just have to look at it, and it seems to move. So we'll drop the puck here in neutral ice just outside the Knights' defensive zone. Near side dot just outside the blue line. Tornadoes get it. Vokenot able to be disruptive and gets a stick on that. Comes to Monahan. Tries to clear out. It's kept in. Tornadoes marching towards the net. Try to pass over Captain Johnson. Disruptive there. And the Tornadoes clear it out. Waller flying down the ice. Waller got a stick on it. The Tornadoes able to get a stick on the actual puck as Waller sent it backwards. Vokenot getting down there. Gets it to Monahan. Waller hustling over. Out to neutral ice comes that puck right to Captain Johnson, over to McClellan. McClellan dumping it back into the offensive zone. Around the boards it comes, far side. And it makes it out to neutral ice. Johnson there. One of the Tornadoes seems to be hurt here. Johnson coming forward and gets greeted by number 17 of the Tornadoes, Hunter Bruner. And one of our Tornadoes is down. We sure hope he's okay here. We'll see who it is here in just a moment as he lays on the ice here. 9:24 left, period 1. Knights up 1-0. The game of hockey is very physical, and there's a lot of hits in that out there. You always want to see physical play, but you don't ever want to see someone actually be injured. So wish the best thoughts for this young man. If we can get his number here, we'll let you know who he is. And he is getting up, so that's good. Applause from the crowd. It looks like it's number 22, Camden Martinson, a junior defenseman there. And we're glad to see Camden able to make it up onto his skates and over to the bench, and we sure hope he's okay. As he heads back to the locker room to get checked out, it looks like, by a trainer. All right, so Captain Hernandez stepping in to take the face-off here for the Knights. We'll drop it in the Knights' offensive zone, the far side dot here. And the officials over talking to one of the coaches on the Anoka bench, and we'll see when we get to play some hockey here as he's giving some advice to the referees. Puck drops. In the corner, Anderson with it. Towards the net he comes. Gets all the way up to the net before he's knocked away. And then Hernandez takes a shot, and he gets taken down too. So apparently we got another sport going on here, a little bit of wrestling here, because Anderson came forward. He's wrestled to the ground. Hernandez is right there. He gets wrestled to the ground. 9:14 left, period 1. Puck drops. Anderson with it, far side boards, takes the hit, takes another hit. Tornadoes into neutral ice, into the Knights' defensive zone. Tornadoes go to take the shot. Tower knocks it out of the way. And Tower takes a shot from two guys. They were more worried about him than they were the puck. Pass over to Anderson. Anderson puts it right on the goal. It's knocked away. Near side boards. Tornadoes come out with it into neutral ice. Knocked away by Esterberg and dumped in by Hernandez. Esterberg staying up there to keep the pressure on. Tornadoes with it behind their own net. Esterberg able to tie up the skater so Hogan can get it. He centers it in. And Hansen trying to get a shot off there and has it knocked away, but Clark able to stop it at the blue line. Clark coming towards point, takes the shot. It goes off of a few players. And the Tornadoes grab it. They clear it out into neutral ice. Grabbed by Johnson at his own blue line. Pass across to Clark. Forward they come. Pass over to Hogan. Hogan into the offensive zone. Hogan has it slashed at and gets literally taken down. Chasing after it is Hogan behind the net. Tornadoes come out with it into neutral ice. And they send it around the horn behind the net, far side boards. Antoine there. Antoine passing across, goes right to a Tornado. And luckily, Captain Johnson is there, and we're going to have a call. Skater was falling down, and he pushed him, but Knights will go on the penalty for that. That's about the, well, I won't say it, but there's been a whole lot more physical play by both teams, including a whole lot going down on the other end that no calls were made, but we're going to call that one, I guess. So I don't call them on the ice, just from up above. Puck drops. Tornadoes on the power play here. About the weakest cross-check I've seen, but I'll leave it at that. So that was a more powerful hit there down in the corner that McClellan received. Back up to the blue line. Tornadoes with it. Far side. Down the boards. Towards the corner they go. Marching towards the net. Knocked away. And Esterberg able to send it out to neutral ice. Tornadoes grab it. Back towards the net they come. Anderson able to get a stick on it along with Tower over in the near side corner. Tornadoes grab it back to the blue line. Near side. Down the boards it comes. Back to the blue line. Sent down to the corner. Tried to center it in, and here comes Tower with it. Gets it up to Esterberg. Esterberg has it stripped away, but knocked forward by Tower, and the Tornadoes grab it. Here they come into the Knights' defensive zone. Near side, shot way high. And up into the netting. The only person that had a chance at saving that was the American flag hanging high up on the wall. 6:30 left in the period, 56 seconds left on the penalty. Antoine stepping in, wins the faceoff, gets it to Fauché, who dumps it down the ice. Stepped back and stopping it. And sending it forward was the goalie. Tornadoes into the Knights. Defensive zone, tried to get a quick hitter there. Puck makes it over to the near side boards. 30 seconds left on that penalty for the Knights. Behind the net. Clark keeping pressure on. Far side boards. Clark stripping it away. Gets it to Antoine. Through neutral ice. Into the offensive zone. Takes the hit but stops. Survives. Takes another one. Gets knocked almost into the bench there. Coming forward into the Knights. Defensive zone. I think I see a Knights swimmer, Harper Robinson, walking by. Hello to Harper. Vokanot with it into neutral ice. Back pass to Monahan. Monahan with it at point. Knights at full strength. Monahan, far side corner. Centers it in. Goes just past Waller. Tornadoes come up with it. Into neutral ice they come. Swiped away by Tower. Goes to Monahan, sends it back to Tower in his own defensive zone. Forward he sends it. Waller with it, cross ice. To Monahan. Monahan centers it over. It gets past Vokanot, and the Tornadoes get it back. Quickly they come into the Knights' defensive zone. Far side, knocked away by Johnson. Monahan comes up with it. Gets it over to Waller. Waller across center line into the Knights offensive zone. Near side comes Waller shooting up. Takes the shot, goes wide. Johnson gets a stick on it. Makes it back to Waller. Pass forward. Shot on by Vokanot. Knocked away. Back to Johnson at the blue line. Johnson sends it. Goes off of a stick and high. Kept in. Off the glass. Near side boards and out to neutral ice. McClellan with it, and he just dumps it back in. We'll have a change of skaters. Some of the skaters for the Knights. Monahan keeping pressure on. Tornadoes with it. Knights offensive zone. Near side boards vertically up they come into neutral ice. Into the Knights defensive zone along the near side. Stopped there. Met head on by McClellan. And brought out by Anderson. Across the center line, he dumps it in. Esterberg will chase after it along with Anderson. Anderson comes out with it, has it knocked away, but Esterberg takes it back. Back and forth we think this goes here. Hernandez, Captain Hernandez gets it to Clark. Clark over to Esterberg. Esterberg back over to Clark, far side. Clark centering it in. And Captain Johnson getting a stick on it, but it didn't go the way he wants it, and it goes up into the netting. Drop the puck in the Knights. Offensive zone, near side dot. Both teams fighting for it along the near side boards at the blue line. Tornadoes coming out with it into the Knights defensive zone. Anderson being disruptive there, able to knock the puck away. He loses his stick and then delivers a blow. Pass up the ice from Clark to Esterberg. Esterberg in the offensive zone. He's got a 1-on-2. He gets around him, gets a pass to Clark. Pass back and shot, and what a save there. Colin Roseno with an amazing save for the Tornadoes. 3:06 left period one. He had to be like Gumby there with the way he moved his body around to make that save for the Tornadoes. Man, that was flexibility. Drop the puck at the Knights. Offensive zone, Hogan takes the faceoff, makes it behind the net, heading towards the near side boards, out into neutral ice. Johnson sends it forward, but the Tornadoes come up with it. Back and forth, both teams trying to get it. And it comes forward to Antoine. Into the offensive zone he comes, goes to take a shot. It goes off of a Tornado player. And still sitting down there is that puck behind the nets. Tornadoes controlling it. But the Knights jumping in there and knocking it away. Hogan trying to get it along with Ludeman behind him. Tornado kicked it back behind the net to the near side corner. He's the only skater there, so he sends a pass up into neutral ice. And here they come into the Knights defensive zone. Met head on by Captain Johnson there. Puck makes it over to Tower. Tower, pass over to Johnson. Johnson sends it off the far side boards there, but skater was heading onto the bench, but the Knights able to recover it. Waller up to Vokanot into the offensive zone. Waller towards the center, swing and a miss actually by Vokanot. Behind the net he goes. Far side boards, passing up to Fauché. Sends it back down to the far side corner. Waller heading towards the net there and lost the handle, and the Tornadoes send it down the ice for an icing call. 1:41 left, period one. And it's 1-0. 15 shots on goal for the Knights with 1 goal. And so far, 0 shots on goal, at least 0 that are counted for Anoka. Drop it in the Knights offensive zone, near side dot there. Waller taking the faceoff. Tornadoes end up coming out with it through neutral ice into the Knights defensive zone. McClellan standing tall. The puck makes it behind the net. Far side boards. Knights trying to clear it out here. Stuck just inside the blue line there, both teams, and there it goes into neutral ice and sent across. Waller with it. Waller speedy into the zone, passing across to Monahan. Monahan trying to get to Volkanot, and Volkanot was just taken out there. Tornadoes come forward. Fauché stands strong. Him and Monahan both there, knocking that puck away. Easton doing a great job there, and he sends that puck forward. Under 1 minute to play here in the period. Here come the Tornadoes back into the Knights. Defensive zone. Clark steps in and knocks it away. Volkanot gets it to Hunter Hansen, who got a stick on it as it goes down into the Knights' offensive zone, right to a Tornado skater, who sends it forward. It's touched and into the Knights' defensive zone, near side corner. 35 seconds left in the period. Clark has it behind his own net, sends it up the far side boards, intercepted by the Tornadoes, who dump it in. I think it went off somebody in the bench, actually, and it did. Henry Braun over there in the bench just patting himself. It hit me, it hit me. Which he's right, it did. And so we'll drop the puck in neutral ice just outside the Knights' defensive zone. Tornadoes dumping it in. Ingebretson stepping out, stopping it. Handing it off, and up it makes to Esterberg. Esterberg into the offensive zone, far side. Esterberg coming towards the net. Esterberg with it. Sends it back up to the blue line. Johnson sending it from there. Gets redirected up and over and back out. Clark, great job of keeping it in. Clark sends it at the net, and the horn goes off to end period 1. So at the end of 1 period of play, the Knights are up 1-0. 15 shots on goal for the Knights, 0 shots on goal for the Tornadoes. So a lot of shots, 1 goal. We'll see if we can get more of them to go here in the next period of play. Tonight's executive producer is Dylan Kiner. Our camera person is Lizzie Ray Story. The managers of the Knights are, student managers are Delaney Barthel, Cece Lewis, Olivia Sutliff, and Anna Volkanot. Head coach of the Knights is Sean Fish. His assistant coaches are Buzz Tregaseth, Brett Hammond, Kyle Hayden, Val Propowski, and David Lynn. I'd like to make sure we thank our administration, which includes our superintendent, Dr. Anne-Marie Falkholt. Principal of STMA High School is John Reeves. Our activities director is the man who never sleeps, always going, Keith Cornell. And we also want to make sure we thank all of our assistant principals, all of our principals at all the other schools, all of our administrative workers, all of our safety professionals, our teachers, our paraprofessionals, our people working food service, in transportation, in custodial engineering, in IT, in, what am I missing, Dylan? Custodial engineers. Anyone else I'm missing here? And pretty much we'd like just to say, and anyone else who works in the district and makes the difference in the life of a Knight. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for what you do for our Knights. So 11:50 left until we start period number 3. We're going to take a little break. I think I'm going to let my voice rest for just a moment here. We thank you for watching exclusive coverage of Knights hockey on the St. Michael Albertville Global Hockey Network on YouTube. I'm Jeff Story, voice of the Knights. Come back in about 11 minutes, and we will see you for second period action. Thanks for watching, Knights fans. Hello and welcome back, Knights fans. Clock was running, now they just stopped it. There we go, now they reset it. 17 minutes on the clock here to start period 2. Knights are up 1-0 thanks to a James Anderson goal with an assist from Captain Alex Hernandez and Tanner Esterberg. Knights have 15 shots on goal, resulting in 1 goal, and Anoka has 0 shots on goal so far. So both teams back out on the ice. During the junior varsity game, Knights ended up scoring 4 goals, 2 from Tate Helland in the victory, 1 from Jacob Harrison, and 1 from Henry Braun for the junior varsity victory earlier this evening. So it appears that all the Knights have now made it back out onto the ice here, with a delay of getting them all back out there as they huddle at their bench. And break the huddle. We're going to have Ludeman, Antoine, and Hogan on the offense here to start out. Fauché and Captain Jack Johnson on the defense. Lucas Ingebretson in goal. Referee checks with both goalies, and here we go. Let's play hockey. Puck drops. Ludeman knocking it forward into the offensive zone. Behind the net it goes. Far side corner. Hogan with it there. Sends it back up the boards. And out into neutral ice it comes. 2 of the Knights skaters both met there. They send it across the ice. Tornadoes grab it. Into neutral ice. They have it. And dumping it into the Knights. Defensive zone. Ingebretson stops it behind the net. And we have a whistle. We're going to have a hooking call. Appears it's going to be on the Knights here. We'll see. And it is. Looks like it's on Aiden Hogan, number 26 of the Knights. 16:27 left. Period 2. Knights on the penalty for the next 2 minutes. Tower, Clark, Esterberg, and Anderson skaters on the ice along with Ingebretson in goal. Blue line, Tornadoes have it. They send it towards the net, picked up right there by Clark. Goes to clear it out. It's kept in by the Tornadoes at the far side boards. Clark knocks it away, and Tornadoes able to keep it in again. Near side from the blue line, they send it and save. There's their first shot on goal. 16:01 left, period 2. And they're off the schneid there for shots on goal. 1:34 left on the penalty for the Knights. Levi Antoine stepping in to take the faceoff. Puck drops. Back to the blue line. Tornadoes with it. They send it forward. Tower comes up with it, sends it off the far side boards out into neutral ice. Tornadoes with it, knocked away by Antoine. Short-handed into the offensive zone. Antoine beating everyone there. He's got a 1-on-2. He's joined by Hunter Hansen. Tornadoes come out with it. Send it behind their own net, near side boards. Hansen keeping the pressure on there. Tornadoes up and into neutral ice. Across the center line. Into the Knights defensive zone. Far side boards. Down to the corner. Centered up. From the blue line. Shot that goes off of Waller. Tornadoes try to center it in. Shot goes off of Ingebretson's chest there. Intercepted by the Knights and out into neutral ice. Tornadoes grab it. Knocked away, and Waller sends it forward. It goes right to a Tornado. Forward they come into the Knights. Defensive zone from the far side, bouncing it off behind the net. It's along the near side boards, right at the blue line. Shot there, bounces off again, the back wall. 10 seconds left on that penalty for the Knights. From the blue line, down the far side boards, knocked away by Tower. Monahan comes up with it, gets over to Waller. Knights back at full strength. Waller from the near side goes to take a shot. It goes off of a Tornado. Okanot back out to Johnson from the blue line. Johnson sends it wide. Over to McClellan. He sends it forward. Tornadoes intercept. They bring it into the Knights. Defensive zone, and no tripping call. I thought the Knights might get one there. Puck sitting down in far side corner, sent towards the net. McClellan holding it up just behind the net, kicking it out. Over to Vokanot. Vokanot backhanding it into neutral ice. It goes down into the Knights' offensive zone, touched by a Tornado. They grab it, take it behind their own net. To the far side corner. Back behind their nets. Towards the near side, intercepted by Anderson. Anderson kicking it over. To the far side corner, Vokanot keeping the pressure on along with Anderson. Tornadoes heading back behind their own net. Near side coming towards the center, loses the edge of his skate there. Hands it off into neutral ice and shot on from the center line there. Clark over to Hernandez, cross ice to Anderson. Anderson up to Esterberg into the offensive zone. Esterberg with it, coming towards the net, takes the shot and goal! Tanner Esterberg, oh, he makes it look so pretty. Esterberg with a shot and goal. 13:01 left, period 2. I believe we're going to have Anderson on an assist there. We'll see what the call is.
Goalie was leaving that back door wide open.
And Esterberg made him pay. Hansen coming into the offensive zone off the faceoff there. Comes right towards the goalie. He stops and covers. So Esterberg with a pretty goal there for the Knights to put them up 2-0. Tornadoes with it, their own defensive zone, trying to clear it out. They do. Into the Knights' defensive zone they come. Stopped there by Tower. Tower lost the edge of his skates, fell down, but he was joined by Captain Hernandez, who gets it forward to Esterberg. Esterberg into the offensive zone. Esterberg got tripped, no call. Puck makes it over to far side corner. Far side boards, Hansen from there sends it. Able to be knocked away, back out to the blue line to Fauché. Fauché with a shot, goes off of a few different skaters. Cleared out by the Tornadoes. They're behind the defense towards the goal. Shot and knocked away by Ingebretson, who stands tall. Tower along the near side boards there, takes a shot. He's got a 1-on-2. He's joined there by Captain Hernandez. And Tornadoes able to keep it in, try to backhand it towards the goal. It takes this little rainbow up and right into Ingebretson's glove. 11:55 left, period 2. Knights 2. Tornadoes 0. We'll drop the puck in the Knights' defensive zone. Near side dot, Hogan stepping in, puck drops. Tornadoes with it, down the near side. Shot on and saved by Ingebretson. So Hogan takes the face off again. Puck drops. Antoine comes out with it. Antoine through neutral ice. Antoine into the offensive zone. Antoine towards the net. Shot there by Ludeman as he handed it off. Far side boards. Hogan over there, fighting through all sorts of traffic. Out to the blue line, kept in by Captain Johnson, and now cleared out by the Tornadoes. Clark grabbed it, and we're going to have a hand pass call. And we're going to drop it in the Knights' defensive zone, far side dot. Monahan going to take the face off for the Knights there. Puck drops. And the Tornadoes got it, but they sent it all the way down the ice into the Knights' offensive zone, and Waller just shooting down the ice like a rocket. Waller still with it. He tries to center in. It goes off of a skater and out into neutral ice. But there is Johnson stepping forward, got a stick on it. Bokanot had it, gave it to Monahan. Monahan into the offensive zone. Monahan centering it over, nobody there. But Waller grabs it. Waller waiting for everyone to clear out, backs up. Passes to Johnson. Comes back to Waller, and it made it forward, back and forth. Everybody losing the handle on these pucks. Tornadoes grab it, dumping into the Knights. Defensive zone picked up by Bokanot. Bokanot behind his own net. Near side boards, pass up to Johnson. Johnson into the offensive zone. Johnson lost the handle again. Puck makes it, travels down behind the net, makes it back to the near side corner. Tornadoes with it. Forward they send it through neutral ice. Sending it right on net, knocked away by Ingebretson, but off the ricochet, another shot there. Again, that one came right off of Ingebretson, near side boards. Bokanot with it, into neutral ice, passes across for Waller. Waller into the offensive zone, takes the shot, ricochets it off the back wall. Bokanot went to send it at the net, kind of lost the handle. Monahan with a nice hustle up there to knock the puck away. And Monahan still disruptive there. McClellan able to get a stick on that. Anderson turns, spins, and sends it right at the goalie. Tornadoes grab it. Couple of pirouettes back behind the net. Near side boards. Up into neutral ice there. McClellan takes a licking and dumps it back into the offensive zone. Behind the net it goes to the far side boards. Hernandez delivering a blow. Puck makes it out to neutral ice there. Both teams fighting for it. McClellan trying to get it for the Knights. Shot on by the Tornadoes and knocked away by Ingebretson. McClellan sending it off the boards. Tornadoes grab it, they dump it back in. Fauché now with it. Marching up he comes into neutral ice. Across the center line, into the Knights. Offensive zone, hang it off to Esterberg. Went to take the shot, and one of the skaters for the Tornadoes got a stick on it there. I believe that was number 19, Joshua Ryther. The sophomore defenseman was able to get a stick on that, and we had a cover there by Colin Rosenay. 8:54 left, period 2. Puck drops. Tornadoes clear it out to neutral ice. Johnson got a stick on it, but the Tornadoes keep it into the Knights. Defensive zone they come, and offsides is the call. No soup for you. We dropped the puck in neutral ice. For all those Seinfeld fans out there, Hogan takes the face-off. Johnson with it, over to Tower. Tower, diagonal up, touches Ludeman into the offensive zone. It comes, and I'm not sure why we decided to listen to the goalie there, because that was a horrible call, because it had been touched a few times before it went down there. But monkey see, monkey make the call, apparently. And we'll drop the puck in the Knights' defensive zone, far side dot. I suppose if you're a Tornadoes fan, you probably really like that, but Hogan taking the face-off for the Knights. Ludeman comes out with it. Ludeman through neutral ice. Ludeman forward towards the goalie. Ludeman gets tripped, no call. And rainbowed up by the Tornadoes and down the ice, picked up by Captain Johnson. Johnson vertical forward to Antoine, who touched it. It goes right to one of the Tornadoes, who turns, spins, sends it forward, and lost the handle on that. Comes right back to the Tornadoes. Send it forward, and back and forth it goes like a hot potato, and they dump it into the Knights' defensive zone. Ingebretson steps back, stops it, and it's turned over by the Knights. Shot and saved by Ingebretson. Knights got a little sloppy there with that puck there. And luckily, Ingebretson was able to make the nice play to stop that, because the Tornadoes had a golden opportunity there. 7:56 left, period 2. Dropping the puck in the Knights' defensive zone. Monahan taking the face-off. Puck drops. McClellan sending behind his own net. Waller gets up to Bokanot. Bokanot into the offensive zone. Far side. Bokanot coming towards the net. Bokanot goes right through a check. He still has it. Near side boards. Back passes it to Waller, who takes a hit. Tornadoes come up with it. Into neutral ice, pass across. Into the Knights' defensive zone, and McClellan stopping it there. Clark comes up with the puck, over to Vokedon. Vokedon, cross ice to Waller. Waller up to Monahan, into the offensive zone, far side. Monahan with it. Monahan centering it up for Waller, knocked away. Tornadoes behind their own net, near side boards, and flipped up and into the crowd. Just a bit outside. And over the wall there. There's a souvenir for some youngster. 7:15 left, period 2. Knights up 2-0. Monahan taking the face-off. Near side corner, Waller up the boards to McClellan. McClellan sent it redirected by Waller, goes wide to the far side boards. Clark fighting for it there. Up to Monahan, taken away by the Tornadoes. Forward, they send it aggressively into the Knights' defensive zone, knocked away by McClellan. Good defensive play. Monahan forcefully into the offensive zone. Monahan had a 1-on-3 there. Fought through it, got it to Waller. Waller along the near side boards. Clark from the blue line goes off of a Tornado, number 8 there. Carson Nedland. Far side boards is that puck kicked back out by Vokenot to the blue line. Sent back down behind the net, right to a Tornado. Up and out of the defensive zone and down the ice. It should be an icing call, and it is. 6:18 left. Period 2. Knights 2. Tornadoes 0. Knights had 15 shots on goal in that first period. So far they have 2 in this period. Luckily they scored on one of those 2 that they shot on, and Anoka actually has 9 shots on goal this period and total. Tornadoes into the Knights defensive zone, knocked away by Johnson there. Nice pluck. Tornadoes send it forward though into the Knights defensive zone, goes right to Johnson, over to Fauché. He sends it vertically up to Esterberg. Esterberg over to Captain Hernandez, trying to send it over to Anderson, picked off by the Tornadoes. But Esterberg able to keep it in, gets it to Anderson. Anderson forward, he comes, tries to take the shot. Goes wide, Tornadoes into neutral ice with that puck, and they rainbow it down. Johnson grabbing it there, sending it around off the near side boards. Comes back to him, and he gets it forward to Esterberg. Esterberg into the offensive zone, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson sends it across for Esterberg, gets past him, is centered over to Hernandez, and shot, and nice defensive play by 31 there. Colin Rosano. What a play by the goalie there for the Tornadoes. 5:20 left, period 2. But a nice one for the Knights to have, but rejected. We'll drop the puck in the Knights' offensive zone here. Hogan will take the face-off. Hansen and Antoine with him, respectively. Puck sitting out there. Tornadoes grab it. Off the near side wall, into the Knights' defensive zone they come. Still have it. Down to the corner. Towards the center. Handed off at the blue line, passed down to the near side corner. Fauché delivering a check there. Hogan comes out with the puck. Passes it over to Fauché, near side wall. Fauché, cross ice pass up vertically, and we have a whistle. And a penalty. If that's on the Knights, that's an awful late call, but we'll see. And that is on the Knights. Wow, that was definitely a delayed call there. And Hogan's going back into the bench for the Knights. At the 4:48 period of period 2. Knights go on the penalty here. Antoine stepping in. He's taking the face-off. Puck drops. Near side corner. Anoka coming aggressively at the net. Knocked away by Tower. Johnson over to Tower. It goes off of a Tornado. Tower gets it and dumps it down the ice. Landon Lafferty became aggressive at the net there for the Tornadoes before it was knocked away. And we'll have an icing call on the Tornadoes. 1:36 left in the penalty, 4:23 in the period. Knights 2, Tornadoes 0. Esterberg will step in to take the face-off for the shorthanded Knights. Puck drops. Had it for a second, lost it. Tornadoes come out with it through neutral ice into the Knights defensive zone. Far side boards. Centered across. Shot wide. Down to the corner. Tried to center it up. Makes it back to the blue line. Shot from there. Knocked away by Ingebretson. Esterberg comes out with it. Esterberg, some fancy stick handling. Gets it over to Anderson. Anderson into neutral ice. Back to Esterberg. Esterberg back over to... Oh, he kept it. Shot. Knocked away. Again, a nice defensive play there by the goalie. Tornadoes with it behind their own net. Near side boards. Vertically up they come into neutral ice. They lost the handle. McClellan got a stick on it. Back and forth it goes. Knights come out with it. Here comes Waller into the offensive zone. Waller was undercut there. Esterberg gets it back. Esterberg, nice pass to Waller. Waller's a shot. What a save. Oh my gosh. Colin Rosenau with an incredible save there. That young man is playing the game of his life tonight. He's playing fantastic in goal for the Tornadoes. We'll drop the puck in the Knights. Offensive zone. Monahan takes the face-off. Knights still shorthanded for another 35 seconds. Neutral ice comes that puck. Monahan grabbing it. Monahan bringing in the offensive zone. Near side boards. Monahan towards the net. Shot. Knocked away. Monahan gets it back. It's along the far side corner. 1-on-2. And here come the Tornadoes into neutral ice. Into the Knights defensive zone. Far side. Fast they come. Johnson able to redirect the skater. Monahan got it to Vokedon, who took a shot there. Tornadoes kept in. They sent it from the blue line. Gets knocked away wide. Far side boards. Back up to the blue line. Knights at full strength. Towards the net come the Tornadoes. Wide shot. Makes it over to the far side wall. 2:36 left in the period. Blue line, far side. Tornadoes have that puck. They go to send it, and looks like it went knocked off of Ingebretson's leg pads there. Puck just sitting in the near side corner and nobody going after it. Now the Knights grab it. Monahan sends it forward, and we have a late whistle down. We seem to have a lot of penalties here lately on the Knights. Not saying they're not well deserved, but I think that some of them might be some retaliation penalties, so to speak, where a hit is taken and someone is not making the best of choices there and end up in the penalty box. So the Knights once again just got out of the penalty box and back in they go. 2:15 left in the period. Tornadoes have it at the blue line. Near side boards. So 2 minutes for slashing there on the Knights. Tornadoes take the shot there. Knocked away by Ingebretson. Kept in by the Tornadoes. They send it forward. Puck sitting out there right in front of the net and covered by Ingebretson. And as all teams do, a little friendly shoving back and forth there. To and after the whistle. 1:55 in the period. 1:40 on the penalty for the Knights. Johnson, Tower, Esterberg, and Anderson will be the skaters here. Puck drops. Tornadoes have it at the blue line. Goes wide, does that shot. Anderson comes up with it, and he sends it down the ice. Esterberg gets behind the defense. Esterberg towards the net. Esterberg's just taken out. And now we'll have a penalty on the Tornadoes. I mean, Esterberg, he was flat out just taken out. So 1:41 left in period 2. And we'll be 4-on-4 for the rest of the period unless there is a goal by either team. Referee waving some of the skaters for the Tornadoes back out onto the ice here. We're trying to make a late substitution. So Monahan will step in to take the face-off here. Puck drops. Tornadoes win that face-off. Monahan comes out with it, takes the shot, and wow, the puck saved again between his, looked like he had it at his neck there. He put his helmet over and had it against his shoulder right along his neck. What a save there by Colin Rosenau. All right, Monahan will take this face-off as well. Puck drops. Monahan sends it to the corner. Tornadoes grab it. Behind their own net they go. Cross ice they send it into neutral ice. Stopped by Tower there, and Monahan comes up with it. Behind his own net goes Monahan up very quickly up the ice to Esterberg. Esterberg into the offensive zone. Esterberg towards the net, takes a backhanded shot and save. 1:09 left, period 2. This goalie for the Tornadoes has been very impressive here this evening. Puck drops. Far side boards. Pass up. Antoine got it into Waller. Shot knocked away. Waller hustling back to strip that puck away, and back into the offensive zone. He comes Waller just fast. Shot, and it went through and scored, but we have it waved off. Referee blew the whistle to stop play very prematurely as the puck went through the goalie, down his pads and in, but it was blown dead. So stoppage of play. Behind the net, Tornadoes take it. Kept in at the blue line by Tower. Tower passing across to Waller. Waller turns, spins, and lost the handle of it. Tornadoes pick it up. Try to send it forward. And they do. Into the Knights' defensive zone, far side corner. Tower grabbing it there. Back passes it. Johnson applying pressure, and Waller taking that puck. 19 seconds left in the period. Knights will have to hurry here to try to get something off here before the end. Shot by Waller. Up into the air it goes. And sent down the ice. Volkanov grabbing it. And that is the end of 2 periods of play. Knights have the lead 2-0. So we will resurface the ice and come back to bring you the 3rd period. Knights are up thanks to a goal from James Anderson and from Tanner Esterberg. They have the lead 2-0. Again, we're going to mention our sponsors here. Our live stream sponsors include Bell Bank Mortgage, McKell Knotek, Hattrick Hockey, Luther Brookdale Chevrolet, Marksman Metals, What's the Scoop, Accord Orthodontics, Albertville Family Dental, Dale's Automotive, Dunn Brothers, Edward Jones Rally Gear, the Red Black League, TLG, William McCoy's, Coburn's, Ace of Albertville, BJ's, J. Becker and Associates, Lazar Graphics, Jimmy John's, B&D Plumbing, Emma's Express, iWest, KJ Branding, the Outdoor Design Group, and Rockwoods of Otsego. Our camera operator tonight is Lizzie Rhea Story. Our executive producer is Dylan Kiner. I'm Jeff Story, voice of the Knights. Join us in about 10 minutes for the 3rd period of action. You're watching exclusive coverage of Knights hockey on the St. Michael Albertville Global Hockey Network on YouTube. Hello and welcome back to exclusive coverage of Knights hockey on the St. Michael Albertville Global Hockey Network. 17 minutes on the clock here to start period 3. Knights up 2-0. Tornadoes had 0 shots on goal in that first period and 11 outshot the Knights actually in that second period of play. Knights had 15 in the first period, and that looks like they had the same amount because now it says they updated to 26. So both teams with 11 shots on goal. The Tornadoes goalie Colin Rosenau, a senior with a phenomenal first 2 periods of play so far for the Tornadoes. Very impressive, his play in goal. Knights on the board with a goal from James Anderson, assist from Captain Hernandez and Esterberg, and a goal of the second period from Esterberg. And speaking of Esterberg, he steps in, he's going to take the face-off. Waller to his left, Vokanot to his right. Puck drops. Tornadoes come out with it, and taken right away by Esterberg. Into the Knights. Offensive zone had it stripped away and sent down the ice. And icing waved off there. Monahan with that puck. Sends it off the near side boards. Captain Johnson with it into neutral ice. He lost the handle. Everyone seems to be losing the handle of this puck here to start. So Monahan with it behind his own net. Lost the handle, sends it off the boards. Vokanot had it, lost it. He had lost the handle too. Tornadoes get it, turn, spin. They send the shot. It goes off of Captain Johnson over to the far side corner. Back to Johnson behind the net. Sends it off the near side boards. Kept in by the Tornadoes to dump it into the far side corner. Now up the far side boards. They had it and they lost the handle of it. And quickly Monahan coming up the ice with it. Sends it over for Esterberg. Turns, takes the shot. Goes off the goalie up and wide. Far side boards into neutral ice come the Tornadoes, and they dump it in. Near side corner, Knights defensive zone. Waller sends it behind the net to Monahan, sends it back behind the net. Kept in by the Tornadoes, near side boards. Tried to pass it forward there. Along the far side, blue line. Back and forth it went there, out into neutral ice. Clark stops it, and Tornadoes come out with it. Comes forward to Waller, who dumps it off to Tower. And Waller comes out with it. He has it knocked away. Dumped in by Hogan right to one of the Tornado skaters, and quickly they clear it out. Send it down in the Knights defensive zone, a rainbow up and over. Tower to Clark. Clark into neutral ice. Clark into the offensive zone, skating around a whole mess of skaters. And he loses the edge of his skate and gets checked and goes down. Tornadoes clear it out, and they have a long pass there behind the defense towards, and they get called for an offsides. No, they don't. They thought there was a whistle. Everybody thought they heard a whistle. Ludeman now into the Knights offensive zone, takes a shot, knocked away. Referees looked at everybody like, nope, keep playing, keep playing. I think everybody and their brother heard that whistle, but it must have been just an inadvertent one from the crowd. Into neutral ice come the Tornadoes. Forward they come. McClellan knocks it away. Fauché fighting for it behind the net. Hernandez off the far side boards to Esterberg. Esterberg into neutral ice. Esterberg forward. Esterberg, and he has Anderson with him. Esterberg along the near side, centers it over. It's in front of Anderson. Tornadoes clear it out. And they get into the Knights defensive zone. Along the near side boards with it. Shot knocked away by Ingebretson. Shot from the far side again. Knocked away by Ingebretson. Another one. That one just comes across to the near side boards. Puck makes it behind the net and picked up there by Hernandez. And Captain Hernandez sends it down the ice. Picked up by the Tornadoes quickly into neutral ice, into the Knights defensive zone. Taken away by McClellan with pressure by Hernandez, and McClellan dumps it forward. Tornadoes grab it. And quickly they bring it back into the Knights' defensive zone. Far side boards, taken away by Johnson, passing it off the boards to Esterberg through neutral ice. Into the Knights' defensive zone, pass across to Anderson, takes the hit from the side. Puck makes it down behind the net. Both teams going for it there. Esterberg comes up with it, tries to center it over, makes it to Tower. Tower back to Esterberg, shot and goal! Tower with a great pass to Tanner Esterberg, who was ready, willing, and able. Opportunity presented itself, and Mr. Esterberg took it and scored the goal. Tower to Esterberg to put the Knights up 3-0. So Tanner Esterberg has been involved in all 3 goals here for the Knights. He had an assist on the first one, and he's had the last 2 himself. Puck makes it into the Knights' offensive zone. Pressure there by Hunter. Hansen makes it back to neutral ice. Hansen sends it back in to the offensive zone. Volkanot on the chase there behind the net. He's fighting for it. Volkanot centers it up, taken away by Tornadoes, and Tower grabs it and sends it on, and should have a whistle there. We were waiting for him. He had his arm up for a long time, so. And we will have a penalty on one of the Tornadoes, Teddy Nitshulis. Goes into the penalty box. Wait for the call here. Didn't see a signal. Puck drops. Behind the net it goes. Two minutes for roughing is the call. Kept in at the blue line by Captain Hernandez. Anderson with it. Across the ice to Clark. Clark from point. Sends it. It goes off of a whole lot of skaters. Tornadoes grab it. Far side wall and send it down the ice. They do. 1:35 on that power play. 11:54 in the period and game. Clark to Hernandez to Antoine. Antoine, far side, the offensive zone at the corner. Back up to the blue line. Down to Hernandez. Swing, and Antoine just missed the handle on that. Back at the blue line, Clark making it to point. He sends it. Ricochets off the goalie. Antoine gets it back. Sends it just wide. Near side corner, 1:01 left on that power play. 11:21 and counting in the period. Back to Clark at the blue line. Over to point. Far side to Anderson. Anderson goes to send it in, and Antoine was just mugged there. And down the ice, it's sent by the Tornadoes. Both him and Hogan both took shots from behind. Behind his own net goes Clark. Up the near side boards to Waller. Waller quickly through neutral ice. Waller into the offensive zone. Waller behind the net. Waller, far side corner, offensive zone. Back to the blue line to Monahan. Monahan over to point. Monahan to the near side. Down to the corner. He sends it. Back up to the blue line. It comes to Monahan. Down the wall to Esterberg. Esterberg skates into the center. Turns. Takes the shot. He was looking for that hat trick there and lost the handle of it. Ingebrigtsen steps out, stops it, and gives it to Monahan. Monahan behind his own net. Tornadoes at full strength. Johnson along the far side boards. Johnson passing across the near side in the defensive zone. Monahan there. Into neutral ice he comes. Monahan rainbows it down to the far side corner of the offensive zone. Change of skaters for the Knights. Tornadoes into the Knights. Neutral ice and into the Knights' defensive zone, and the puck just travels its way towards Ingebrigtsen, and he covers, and now we have a shove, and one of the skaters, I couldn't tell if he actually went down or if he deserves an Academy Award or what that was there. We'll see if we can catch it on a replay here. Just taking a watch of it here. So there's the cover, comes out to the corner, and Volkanot does definitely give him a shove. Not sure there was that hard of a shove, but he did, and he went down. Probably a little bit of a shove along with a little bit of an Academy Award, but got the call. So 9:52 left, period 3. Knights are on the penalty, up 3-0. Tornadoes looking to see if they can capitalize. 29 shots on goal overall for the Knights, 13 for Anoka. Knights able to clear it out to neutral ice. Tornadoes grab it right at center line into the Knights defensive zone, far side boards. Sending behind the net. Over to the near side. Corner, up the boards they come. Back down to the corner they send it. Taken away by Tower. Tower forcefully off the boards down through neutral ice. Puck makes it into the Knights offensive zone. Hansen applying lots of pressure there. Hansen able to pass it over to Antoine. Antoine with a nice shot there. We're going to have a penalty here. And we're going to have a slashing call. And that one's going to go against the Tornadoes. So the Knights have 1 minute, 20 seconds left on their penalty. The Tornadoes with a fresh 2, 9:12 left, period 3. Esterberg will take the face-off. Well, 4-on-4 hockey here. For the next 1 minute, 20 seconds, he gets the win there. He takes the puck, goes to do the wraparound. Has it knocked away. Can tell he really wants that third goal. Tornadoes bring it into the Knights. Defensive zone shot on, knocked away by Engebretson. Goal is clearly off. Nobody can see, it's way off. And there we finally get a whistle. That thing was so far off, it was almost like the net was sitting in a used car lot somewhere down the road. All right, 8:50 left in the period. Puck drops. At point, Tornadoes with it, knocked away by Esterberg. Into the offensive zone he goes. Esterberg with it, stops, turns towards the net, he goes, shot, and what a save. And then 24 just coming over and greeting Esterberg. Maybe Esterberg should have fallen down and see if he could have got a call after Pender came over and gave him a little shove. I think that was more of a frustration thing there. All right, so 8:37 left in the period. Knights have 46 seconds left till they have a short power play. Tornadoes with it behind their own net, far side boards. Up to the blue line, Fauché sends it, it gets a goal! Dylan Fauché, the difference maker from the blue line. Sent that one with authority, and Dylan Fauché gives the Knights their 4th goal of the evening. Johnny on the spot was Dylan Fauché. The puck just got past one of the Tornadoes, traveled up towards Fauché, and he said, "You want it? I got it. I'll take it." And he did indeed. Scoring for the Knights and putting them up 4-0. Puck makes it back to Fauché after the faceoff. Across the ice to McClellan. Back to Fauché it comes. Up to Antoine. Antoine in neutral ice. Antoine lost the handle. Tornadoes grab it. So I heard one of the assists was Waller. I didn't hear who else was on that assist. I heard Waller as part of it. Into the Knights offensive zone it goes. Hansen keeping the pressure on. He centers it up. Goes to McClellan. McClellan sends it. It goes off of one of the
Knights power play.
Tornadoes, and the Knights will be on the power play for the next 36 seconds here. Tornadoes shorthanded into neutral ice, into the Knights. Offensive zone, they dump it. They change all 4 skaters. Monahan with it. 22 seconds left on that power play. Esterberg coming forward into the offensive zone. Esterberg takes the shot, but goes through it. He centers it up. Puck ends up with Vokanot, near side boards. 11 seconds on the power play. Back to Esterberg. Towards the center, he takes the shot. Knocked away. Waller there tried to get a stick on it before it was plucked out. Monahan with it. 2 seconds on that power play. 1. Anoka back at full strength. Esterberg with it. Over to Monahan. Far side boards. Monahan goes to center it in. It's taken away by the Tornadoes. Tornadoes lost the handle on it. Monahan able to pluck it forward. Makes it back to Vokanon in the defensive zone. He sends it over to Johnson. Johnson off the near side boards to Esterberg. Esterberg handing off to Waller. Waller into the offensive zone. Goes to take a shot. It goes off of a Tornado skater. Kept in at the blue line by the Knights, and now it comes out into neutral ice. Into the Knights defensive zone, centered over by the Tornado shot, and that one hit the pipe. Waller up to Esterberg. Esterberg into the offensive zone. Esterberg towards the center. Esterberg takes the shot, goes just high. Kept in at the blue line by Hogan. Hogan down the boards towards the net. Hogan passing over to Ludeman and has it knocked away. It comes out and makes it to Monahan. Monahan sends it right on goal. Goalie caught it and dropped it. And up the near side boards and down the ice it goes for an icing call. 6:01 left. Period 3, Knights 4. Tornadoes 0. The song playing right now is I Have a Feeling Tonight is going to be a good night. And so far it is for the Knights. Hogan taking the face-off. Puck drops. Back and forth it goes. Antoine with it. Antoine towards the net. Hands it off to Hogan in the corner. Hogan back over to Antoine. He gets put into the boards. Tornadoes send it over to the far side. Down to the corner. Hogan keeping lots of pressure on there. Antoine ends up with the puck. Sends it forward, intercepted by the Tornadoes into neutral ice. Across the center ice. Into the Knights. Defensive zone. And Clark keeping the pressure on. Makes it up to neutral ice, intercepted by the Tornadoes into the Knights defensive zone, and an offsides is the call. 5:23 left, period 3. Knights 4. Tornadoes 0. Puck drops. Neutral ice, Esterberg with it. Just sends it right on goal. Touched by Rosano and up into the netting. 5:15 left, period 3. Puck drops. Fauché sends it down to the corner, far side to Anderson. Anderson being held up there. Anderson fighting through a check and able to get it out to Hernandez, back to the blue line to Fauché. Fauché sends it back down, around, behind the net to Esterberg, near side corner. Back up to Johnson at the blue line. Over to Esterberg. Esterberg sends it across. It's intercepted, and the Tornadoes are behind the defense. Here they come. Knocked away by Ingebretson, and then able to withstand a second shot there. Shot on, tipped, redirected, and comes over to the near side boards. And here comes Anderson into neutral ice, into the Knights defensive zone, and he sends a rainbow down there towards the goalie. I just find it funny how the clock stops and someone comes over and just gives you a shove like, hey. That's 4:27 left, period 3. Waller stepping in. Puck drops. Makes it back out to Tower. Tower trying to hit Monahan there, and he does. Monahan with it behind the net to Vokanon. Quick whistle.
Net's off.
That was awful quick how they blew that whistle for the net being off down there. All right, so we get the net re-secured. Of course, like I said, at that end down there, now they're spraying a little water on it. You can't even look at the net. It seems to come off. 4:18 left in the period in game. Drop the puck, near side dot, Knights offensive zone. Puck drops. Waller gets it back to Tower. Tower goes to send it forward, goes off a Tornado skater. Knocking it forward into the Knights defensive zone. Sent over to the far side corner. Vokanon had it there. Still does. Forward he comes. to Monahan. Monahan in the offensive zone. Back to Vokanot. Vokanot trying to get it to Waller and kept in by McClellan, then quickly taken out by the Tornadoes into the Knights' defensive zone, near side boards. Sent behind the net, over to the far side. Waller grabs it there. Waller into neutral ice. Waller across the center ice. Over to Vokanot. Sends it forward, behind the net. Far side boards. Vokanot comes, takes it away, centers it into Waller. Waller towards the net he comes. Shot knocked away off the leg pads. Monahan gets it back. He goes to ricochet it off. Makes it back to the blue line, and McClellan will retreat. He'll send it over to Clark. Clark forward to Monahan. Monahan backhands it in to the Knights. Offensive zone there. Referee dove out of the way of that, I see. Antoine with it, far side boards. Tornadoes come out with it into neutral ice. Off the ricochet, right to Clark, to Ludeman. Ludeman dumps it in. Far side corner. One of the Tornadoes grabs it there, but the Knights grab it back. Shot and save. Hogan, off that ricochet, grabbed it, took the shot, and again, another save by Colin Rosenell. And it's the House of Pain with the classic jump around. Do it if you can. Puck drops. Hogan gets it back to Clark at the blue line. Clark sends it up to Antoine, and Antoine with the goal off the ricochet and made it back to Antoine, and Antoine just put it right in. Levi, Antoine. I see it, I taketh it, and I put it away. 2:41 left period 3. And Levi Antoine is on the board. Knights up 5-0 now. 2:41 to play. Period 3. Helen did to take the face-off. Puck drops. Hansen to his left. Cheely to his right. Joined on the ice by Braun and Captain Johnson. Johnson with the puck. Johnson right in front of the net, sends it off the boards, down the ice. We'll have an icing call. And so get some fresh skaters on here. 2:20 left. Period 3. Hernandez stepping in to take the faceoff. Puck drops. Near side boards. Tower with it. Tower lost it. Down to the near side corner. Johnson with it behind his own net, heading towards the far side. Gets it up towards Esterberg. It gets deflected, goes right to a Tornado. And they quickly send it back into the Knights. Defensive zone. Tower with it behind his own net. Stops. Passes to the far side. Hernandez, diagonal pass across ice. Johnson to Esterberg. Esterberg into the offensive zone. Shot knocked away. You can hear it hit the leg pads. Near side corner. Tornadoes take it behind their own net. Over to the far side boards and up into neutral ice. And again, Johnson stops it there. Johnson had a 1-on-2 and then almost a 1-on-3 when they finally took it away. The Tornadoes dump it in. And one of the Tornadoes made a slash at that puck, and I'll be darned if that thing didn't go right at the net. And Ingebretson saved it, but that was rather impressive with how he slashed that stick at that puck to make that accurate of a shot. Puck drops. Helen on the faceoff there. Hunter Hansen with it. Near side boards. Sends it down the ice for Cheely. Cheely into the offensive zone. Cheely takes a hit. Joined by Helen. Helen takes a hit. Tornadoes grab it. Into neutral ice they come. Into the Knights' defensive zone. Clark knocking away. Braun just throws his body in there. Two guys just bounce off of him. Helen delivering a blow. Far side boards. Cheely up, giving a check. Trying to clear it out of the zone. Back behind the net. Clark with it there. Clark, up he comes. Clark into neutral ice. Clark into the offensive zone. Clark stops, loses the edge of his skate. Hansen comes over, and it's rainbowed up the ice. Stopped by Monahan. Monahan dumps it back in. Far side boards and sent down the ice by Anoka real quickly. And Monahan skates back to grab it. Passes it forward and kept in there by Anoka. Fauché was able to disrupt and again kept in by Anoka when the Knights were trying to clear it out. 17 seconds, shot up, cleared, and knocked away by Engebretson. Another shot, that one's wide. 10 seconds left. Tower over to the far side. Knights defensive zone. And Waller sends it, and there at center ice is dumped in, and the horn goes off. The Knights victorious in this game tonight against the Anoka Tornadoes. In the first period, they had a goal from James Anderson. Second period, Tanner Esterberg. Not to be outdone, Tanner Esterberg came back again and got another goal, period 3. Dylan Fauché, Johnny on the spot from the blue line, knocks one in like a rocket that shot in. Put the Knights up 4-0. And then not to be outdone, Levi Antoine catches one off the ricochet, and he says, I see you do it, I can do it just as good. And he knocks one in with a hard shot to give the Knights a 5-0 victory tonight. Shots on goal, 37 for the Knights total, 19 for the Tornadoes. So the Knights with a shutout tonight. I'm sure Lucas Engebretson is going to love that. Go back to the locker room with that goose egg up there. Thanks for watching exclusive coverage of Knights hockey on the St. Michael Albertville Global Hockey Network. For Lizzie Rhea Story on the camera and Dylan Kiner, our executive producer, I'm Jeff Story, voice of the Knights. Thanks for watching. We appreciate all of you Knights fans. Join us again for exclusive coverage of Knights hockey on the St. Michael Albertville Global Hockey Network on YouTube.